in many ways, Island is different than a typical security tool or platform. So when you start to engage with it, what's different here? What does it feel like?
Well, it's just testing it, just getting used to it, doing a proof of concept is different than most cybersecurity tools in that, first, it's not an all or none. You don't have to turn anything else off. And that allows people to test use cases at will. In other words, it's just another browser on your machine. You probably have 2 or 3 already. So it's just a third or fourth one. And then you can start to apply rules on that. So it allows communities to try things out. So I can take a community that we're targeting and say, please use the Island browser for a while. They use it, then we turn on a couple more rules. And if they're not using it, then I can go in behind the scenes and make it the primary browser, right? So the default browser, which automatically brings them in. And only after I go through that process do I go back and make it an enforcement point. Say, okay, it's the only one that can be used for this particular function, this particular group. What that's allowed people to do is to go through massive use case approaches where they really can consider, what if we made it our primary point of sale? How would that work? Let's go take a couple stores and put it on it. Why? Because if it doesn't work, they can click the old way. No problem, no harm, no foul. And that's different than most of the tools I've worked with. When I used to sell endpoints, it was really difficult to run endpoints on top of endpoints and get real, data back, or run a second proxy. I mean, people could do it, but it was so hard and so risky. And bringing live customers or live users into the flow, very dangerous. And as a result, CISOs had to bet their careers at times on these decisions, which made the rate of change slow down, rightfully so. So the starting point for engaging with it is a much lower risk, easier to consume approach. But then the installation itself is borderline trivial.
Yeah, from an installation perspective, I mean, we've done it as simple as possible to integrate Island into your environment. So, starting off with the fact that it is a browser. So getting it deployed and on systems requires the minimalist amount of uplift and overhead possible. But from there, we have the capability to integrate with other systems, and even that's not a requirement. You can use the native auth inside Island, or we can integrate it to your IDP and get it tied to your organizational directory so you have exact user context. We've talked about all the logging and all of the tracking and policy that can be used to get that visibility back. All of that could be integrated to your SIEM. And so we've done things to make it an easy addition to your IT stack. And then we've done things from a policy perspective to make it easy to consume. Concepts like learning mode, being able to build a rule and put it in report-only mode so it doesn't create any end-user friction, but you understand, if I created this rule, would I break a business process? Would I impede my business, from transacting or dealing with my customers? All of that are enterprise-grade features that make the consumption of Island much easier.